Good afternoon and welcome to Eat, Move, Be Happy Movement, not miracles session. So all about mobility in your joints and stretching for those of us that maybe are sitting still for a little bit longer or working in places at home that are not designed for us to be sitting for ages at. So I'm just going to talk a little bit while we let a few more people join. Today I'm going to concentrate on our upper body. So hi Max, hi Mark and Caroline. I'm going to concentrate on our upper body, so our shoulders and our upper back, which can get quite tense and quite stiff and tight when we are sitting for long periods. Hi Sarah. And particularly when we're slouched over at a desk and we're very round shouldered, which is really not good for us. And I don't know about you, but my upper back is reacting a little bit. So you're all going to stretch with me to look after my upper back. So the first thing, the golden rule with any of the mobility and the stretch stuff that we do is make sure that you are moving. So don't sit still for long periods of time at your desk. Just getting up and walking around, standing tall is good for you. Now, I know I'm sitting down at the moment. I'm not at my desk. And the reason I'm sitting down is I want to show you an upper back stretch that you can do and a mobility exercise that you can do that will require me to lie down. And after my run-in with FaceTime Live last week, where I turned the phone landscape and it looked like I was on the ceiling, I'm going to have to keep everything quite tight. So I'm sitting down. I'm going to do my upper back stretches. I'm actually going to kneel, but you can be sitting in a chair or you can be standing. So it doesn't matter what your base is, as long as your base is solid. So everything starts from your base. So make sure your weight is evenly distributed. And to start off with, we're just going to roll our shoulders. So nice big rolls. Think of shrugging your shoulders up and then pushing them back and down. And actually, I can feel my shoulders. I don't know what I've been doing to particularly pull on my shoulders. Can't imagine. I've been doing quite a lot, so I'm not sure which specific thing is making the tops of my shoulders sore, but I've obviously been doing something. So now what we're going to do is extend that a little bit more. So nice big stretches with the arms, nice slow controlled moves. We're going for big moves and really squeezing those shoulder blades back at the top. Okay, so that feels a little bit better. Then we're going to do the crocodile. No, not the crocodile, the elephant one. We'll do the crocodile one in a minute. So the elephant ears version. So we're keeping our elbows back. Don't let your bottom stick out. So I will stand up and just show you this bit. So we don't want, whilst your shoulders are out, we don't want that nice lumbar region sticking out. So we want to tilt that pelvis under so your back is nice and flat. So, and do that whether you are seated or whether you are kneeling. So elbows back, and just think of pointing one elbow towards the floor, keeping your elbows back and just moving through that upper thoracic region. So you might be able to move a little bit more than me, but you're not going to be able to move that much because our spine is not designed to do massive amounts of movement up there. And the second time is always better, so we'll do the same on both sides. Okay, that feels a bit better. Right, so before we go down onto the floor, we'll just go through and I'm going to use the radiator as my support. So hopefully you're going to be able to see me. I don't know whether this is going to work. In fact, I'm going to change my mind because I don't think you're going to be able to see me on that one. We'll do it like this instead. So if you can sit on the floor with your knees, feet together, toes together, and your knees apart, and sit on your heels. So your bottom should be on your heels. And then what I want you to do is fold forwards, walking your hands out, trying to keep your bottom on your heels, and fold yourself so that if you can, put your head on the floor. But what we're aiming to do, and I'm just going to show you my arms, is for your arms to be straight, and you're going to push down on the floor. So we've done this standing, pushing our arms onto a work surface or a table. And it's the action of pushing down, and if you lift your head up, so you're trying to straighten through your armpits, keep your bottom on your heels as much as you can. And you should think of squeezing your shoulder blades onto your back chest, and you should be able to feel that working through your upper back, which is a good extension move for your back there. And actually, whilst we're here, another maybe really simple and underutilised stretch is the cat stretch. So on all fours, and really round up through our upper back, push into the floor, and then reverse it. And push your belly down, and then round up. And again, reverse it. Now that gets through into your lower spine as well, but that cat-like action can get into your upper back too. So, we'll do the crocodile stretch. So if you lay on the floor, hopefully you're going to be able to see this. Lay on the floor, and you're going to push one leg over to the side. I'm going to show you this way so you can see. So one leg comes to the side. If you want to balance your leg on a cushion or a towel or something just to elevate it, that's fine. So your arms are like the crocodile jaws. So as you reach over, and you're trying to go all the way to the floor, I'm a bit close to the wall, but I couldn't fit you in any other way. So again, you're moving through that upper back, and you can close the jaws of the crocodile and then do it a second time. I'll move away a bit now, so. And you're aiming to try and get your shoulder towards the floor. And what you do on one side, you do on the other. I've just noticed that the roller that I need to use in a second has rolled all the way away from me. So over you go. If you find it difficult to lay on the floor, you can't see my head now, that's probably a blessing in disguise, then you can do a similar sort of stretch as this one with the twisting in the chair. The one where we sit in the chair and we reach round and twist, and you can do it seated like this as well. So twist round to the side and the other side, so you can use the chair to help you. All of these different moves are helping you get some movement, some twisting movement into your upper back. So sometimes I find if you do different ones at different times, they just help me access that upper back area, which for me is quite tight, more. So I don't ever just do the same one. They do similar things, but it's worth trying different versions. But obviously if you find it difficult to lay on the floor, then by all means do the seated twist ones. Right, I'm just going to go and get my roller, which is rolled down here. There we go. So for this one, you do need something that you will need to be able to lie down, and so you could do this when you're lying in bed. It's useful to have quite a solid surface, and you need something to roll over. So I'm using a foam roller which is quite firm. You can use rolled up towels, but you need the bit that the support that you're going to roll over needs to be of a reasonable diameter. So you're going to use that as the support for your upper back. So we're keeping our legs bent, and you're going to lean on just underneath the shoulder blades to start off with. Now, there's a trick to this. What we're going to aim to do is to use the support to arch over and access that upper back. But in doing that, what I don't want you to let happen is that belly to stick out. That just becomes a lower spine move and not an upper spine. So as you've probably gathered, in order to really focus on your upper spine, you have to be really disciplined and controlled in the rest of your body. So, hands behind your head, and this time you can pull your elbows forwards a little bit. So what I think of is working hard through my tummy, so sucking your tummy in, and then just gently reaching backwards with my elbows. So I'm trying to move my elbows back behind me, and the roller pushes into your upper back. So I'm not letting that happen, because that movement is just coming from my mid-spine. So we need to work hard to keep our tummy down, and then we're just going to move the roller a little bit further down and do the same again. It gets a bit harder the lower down the roller is, not to let tummy stick out. And don't forget to breathe. And then I'm going to move back up a little bit. So push down with your feet, reach back with your elbows, do not let your tummy stick out. Okay, now it might take a bit of practice, that one, but it is one that I found really helps me concentrate on that upper back region. So if you can try a version of it and stick with it. So if you don't feel it's doing anything to start off with, it's possibly because you're letting your lower spine do the movement, which is not wrong. It's just if we want to access the upper back, then you need to isolate your lower spine and just concentrate on the upper. So hopefully your upper back feels a little bit more and shoulders feel a bit more mobile now. So enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, keep moving. Don't sit still for ages. And when you're moving around, think of nice tall posture, space across your collarbones, so shoulder blades back and down, so we're not walking around with our shoulders like this, because it's really not good for us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.